Hey, this is World Series champion Johnny Damon.
This is World Series champion Cliff Floyd.
This is Kevin Newman of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
This is a World Series champion Ozzie Guillen.
This is Carlos Pena, 14-year MLB veteran.
This is two-time NL MVP Dale Murphy of the Atlanta Braves.
This is John Clowney, pitcher with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
This is World Series champion Joe Musgrove.
This is Jordan Luplow of the Cleveland Indians.
This is Lance Coach Jim from Houston Astros.
What's up, it's A. Jones of the Buffalo Bills.
It's Tyler Lockett of the Seattle Seahawks.
It's Hunter Henry of the LA Chargers.
This is Jose Canseco.
And when I'm not on the field catching bombs from Russell Wilson.
When I'm not on the field catching bombs.
When I'm not on the field catching bombs.
When I'm not on the field hitting bombs.
I'm watching my guys over at FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb. FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb breaks
off those nasty.
Nasty.
Nasty. Nasty.
Nasty.
Nasty.
nasty
FIlthbomb.
I know a thing or two about hitting some bombs, fellas.
But there's nothing quite like hitting a filth bomb
For my guys over at FIlthbomb Breaks.
FIlthbomb! FIlthbomb! Mike Trout 101 auto!
MVP breakers, MVP prices.
Keep those filth bombs coming. I'll keep those World Series coming.
Thanks for making baseball cards fun again.
Thanks for making baseball cards fun again, guys. Go Bucks.
Thanks for making collecting cards fun again for the kids and for all of us old timers as well.
A way to make baseball cards fun again, guys. Keep pulling those nasty filth bombs.
and pull me a Jose Canseco Superfractor.
And hit me a West Coast Superfractor. Go Astros.
Please pull me a DuPont Superfractor.
How about you go pull me a Jordan Luplow Superfractor?
And now, introducing from New York, opening packs at the speed of sound, pulling filth out of cases nightly, the undefeated, undisputed champion of the sports card breaking industry, FIlthbomb Breaks. It's time for FIlthbomb.
What's going on, everyone? Stephen Michael here with FIlthbomb Breaks, coming to you live from the House of Wax right here in Long Island, New York on January 23rd, 2020. The time is 7:19 p.m. Eastern, and this is the FIlthbomb podcast powered by FIlthbomb Breaks. I'm here with my co-host, Derek Morgan. What's up, Derek?
What's going on, guys? How we doing today?
We're doing great. Thank you, Derek. So today's actually a awesome day for FIlthbomb. A couple cool things happened. One, our break community actually has surpassed the 4,000 member mark, and Derek knows how pumped up I am about that, right, Derek?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's tremendous growth in the past.
What is
I would
it,
say
5 months?
Yeah, it feels like it's been forever, but it's only been a short period of time in the lifespan of this community or group, you would say, and it's awesome, dude. I love it.
I'm so grateful. Seriously, thank you, everyone. Thank you to all the FIlthbombers who tune in each and every night, who join breaks each and every night, who just get active in the community each and every day. The camaraderie here is great. We have a great group of people. It's just growing like a weed, as one of our members would say. So I am so grateful for that. Next, if you haven't done so already, go check out the Fat Packs podcast. Eric Norton does a great job with Beckett Media. He actually had me on the show today, so go check it out. I posted a link on the page. We just talk about my life in the hobby from the beginning till now, and it's actually a very interesting read. There's other guys on there too being interviewed. He's talking about some interesting subjects, so check that out. Also, crack packs are officially sold out. I wish we had the woo, you know, that little like hand clap thing. We actually sold out of crack packs in just over 24 hours, guys. Just over 24 hours at $200 a box. We sold through 50 of those suckers. So that just shows the amount of faith and trust you put in FIlthbomb, the brand. Thank you seriously from the bottom of my heart. Sean, what's up, bud? Thank you. So today, I think, before we even get into what we're going to talk about, Pete Rose also has a nice little message for you guys. Pete Rose, if you go to the page, he decided to give the FIlthbombers a little shout out. So go check that out as well. A lot of things happening right now. But today, Derek and I will be breaking down the off-season acquisitions for the different Major League Baseball teams. Which teams flunked out, which teams hit a home run, pun intended. So we'll start off in alphabetical order like we always do with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks signed Madison Bumgarner to a 5-year, $85 million contract. Like it or hate it, Derek?
For $85 million, I would say that I dislike that. I think that he's getting a little bit weathered now. He isn't the Mad Bum that he used to be, right? Because like we all know Mad Bum from the World Series, just lights out. I mean, he was in my books, I was piecing him, I would say maybe no more than 5 years ago. I thought he was like a top 5 pitcher in the league, hands down. I thought he was just like another CC Sabathia when he was dominating, huge, big lefty. But I think the Arizona Diamondbacks struck out with that. I don't see him as being such an ace anymore. He's not like a Zach Greinke, where Zach Greinke was older, but he's still killing it. I just don't think Madison Bumgarner is what he used to be.
I agree. And I also think if you're in the Arizona Diamondbacks position right now, you should be focusing on rebuilding. Right now, you don't have a championship caliber team.
Mm-hmm.
Signing Madison Bumgarner isn't going to put you over the hump. It's going to put you over the hill before it puts you over the hump. And there's just so many more moves you can make as far as building your farm system. I mean, I would just get rid of everyone at this point, and just start from scratch. The last thing you need to do is tie yourself up to a washed-up lefty for $85 million. Is he better than the average pitcher still in baseball? Yes. But is he going to win you a World Series? No. They also signed Junior Guerra, washed. So, I mean, I guess you have to field a team, right? You can't just punt the season. But if I'm Arizona,
yeah, I don't know.
Let someone else take them. We'll move on to the Atlanta Braves. So they just picked up Marcell Ozuna.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. What do you
think?
I do
like that. I like that as well. But if we're on that topic too, they also did get rid of, I was just thinking this before too, Josh Donaldson. I think that's a fair trade-off though. When you put one of those guys in and take one out, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know how much it's going to affect them. I do like the pickup though. I mean, it's not a bad pickup.
Ozuna's good, gets hurt too much. Donaldson also gets hurt, but let's not forget he was an MVP of the American League.
He was killing it last year. He was on fire. Like he looked like the Josh Donaldson of late, like a few years ago, when he was just crushing it.
So I do like it though. I mean, you're going to lose a little bit right there. You're also losing a third baseman, obviously. Donaldson is legit, but then you sign Travis d'Arnaud. I don't mind him. You re-sign Nick Markakis. I like him.
He's good.
He's just like a glue guy, right? Like you just plug him in and just he's not going to win you a game. He's not going to lose you a game. I'd rather have him than a lot of guys. They brought in Will Smith, left-handed reliever, on a 3-year, $40 million deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's not forget, they did bring in Cole Hamels to a 1-year, $18 million deal. So I'm not mad at I think the Braves are like, hey, check this out. We're winning and we're going to win now, and let's do it. We have a great young core group of players, and let's go for it. Let's do it. I mean, we got embarrassed by the Cardinals last year, and I think one of the reasons was pitching. We're not giving up 10 runs in the first inning again. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah, that was bad. I forgot about that. Oh, my God.
So I think they addressed it. I don't think Cole Hamels is Cole Hamels anymore. I think he's like Mad Bum.
Yeah, but he's actually I don't know if I would rather have Cole Hamels or Mad Bum. I think I might even take Cole Hamels. It depends. They're not bad guys. Like they're pretty solid. They're like you said. They're not going to give up 10 runs.
You got questions coming in on your end.
Fred said, "What I want to know: how does Larry Walker make Hall of Fame and Donnie baseball doesn't? The numbers were so close."
Well, let's check that out. Actually, no. You know what?
Larry Walker.
Write that down. I'm going to write it down. We'll get back to that question later. And what's the next question?
I don't have any other questions popping up over here.
When do you think They bring up Posh. Oh, that's on my end. This year at some point, I think, especially
He's on the roster.
He's on not the opening day, obviously.
I think they put him on the 40-man though. I was reading in an article somewhere. But I think he's definitely going to come up this year.
No, this year I expect him to play. I don't think he's going to start though. I think he's still a little too green. He's a little wet behind the ears still.
Yeah.
So now let's move on to overall. I think they had one of the strongest off seasons in all of baseball. We follow that up with the Baltimore Orioles, who may have had the worst off season in Major League Baseball. Nothing. There's nothing for the Marlins. They got rid of Jonathan VR. They traded him to the Marlins. And that's it. I mean, a bad team didn't get any better. That's not very good. We'll move on to the Red Sox. They added Jose Peraza. That's a decent little sleeper move, I think. Peraza, he's proved he could ball out for small periods of time. Maybe the change of scenery helps him out. What do you think about Peraza?
He's all right. I mean, I don't think it, like you said, it's not a big acquisition, but we'll see how he does, how he plays. I really don't know. I mean, he batted .239 last year. He's decent. He's still like young, and I don't really know much about him to say anything on his part, honestly.
All right. Well, I mean, they did better than the Orioles, obviously, but not that great. Then we moved to the Cubs. Nothing happened. So Cubs just kind of stayed put, and they said, all right, we're going to rock with what we have. I'm not mad at that. I think their team's decent.
Yeah.
It's all right. White Sox, their biggest signing, well, they signed Nomar Mazara, who I think is going to do great over there. I think he needed a little bit of a change of scenery. I think he's a talent. I may go as far as to say almost elite talent, Nomar Mazara. He's got a big bat. He can hit for a little bit of average.
Yeah,
I like him.
That pickup.
They did have to trade Steele Walker to get him, who supposedly is a pretty big talent.
Yeah.
But we'll see. They did get Grandal. I mean, I'm not huge on catchers, but they did get Yasmani Grandal.
Everybody was really hyping that boy up last year. I don't know how I feel about the pickup. He does have a nice home run swing. I mean, he's pretty good with the home runs. He's been popping off for an average above 20 every single year. So he has some pop in there. The Mazara deal, I do like that because you're getting a guy that's been in the majors for 5 years for a guy that you don't really know. Plus, they're building a great team now. I think they're really going to be looking good next year. And then I do know that they made some more pickups. So.
Well, I love just the fact that they're so young, most of them. They got Luis Robert. I call him Luis Robert. I hear people call him Luis Robert. I can't do that. That sounds too white boy. Hi, I'm Luis Robert. Who are you? But they got him, Eloy. I like it. I like the squad. I think they're going to be all right. We'll move on to the Reds. They got Mr. Michael Moustakas was their biggest pickup.
Solid.
Yeah, I mean, I know you like Moustakas. I'm not thrilled about Mike Moustakas. I think his big season last year was more of a product of his environment and who he was surrounded with.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
I think so as well.
You know, because he wasn't really rocking like that on Kansas City.
He had I think his last year in KC where he hit 38 bombs and he was doing all right, but I really think that he had more of a spotlight in Milwaukee, even though I think he won the World Series with the Royals or whatever. I just feel like he had more, like you saw more of Moustakas on the Brewers than you did with the Kansas City Royals for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Moose definitely wasn't loose in Kauffman Stadium.
No way.
No. I think you have another question on your end. If it's relevant, let's answer it.
I'm not getting anything over here.
You know what you have to do? You have to get out the video and get back in.
All right, let me check this again, guys, real quick.
So we'll move on, though, in the meantime, to the Cleveland Indians. So they actually lost Corey Kluber. I mean, Is he going to be Corey Kluber of old? I don't know. But anytime you lose somebody like Corey Kluber, it's going to hurt. Their staff isn't necessarily strong anymore. They didn't pick up anybody. They didn't lose Lindor yet, but he's still technically on the block, so we'll see what happens. And then moving on to the Rockies, nothing. Arenado may be the next guy to go, though, but...
Yeah, that would be sad, I feel like. But I heard there was another article that popped up the other day that he felt disrespected by the team, and we all know how that went last time. All that brings me to flashbacks with Robbie Cano. Being a Yankees fan is when they try to offer him, was it $275 million? And he felt disrespected by that and went to Seattle and just all downhill from there.
No, yeah, I don't think it's going to turn out good at all over there. And especially now that they know he wants out, other teams aren't going to offer what they should for him.
That's the thing, too, is once they know a guy wants out, and he'll do not anything to go, but they could get him for a good price and maybe cheap for him. But who knows, though? There might be you have to have the market for a kind of guy like that. You know what I'm saying?
100%. You do.
So.
Moving on to the Tigers. They actually picked up Ronnie Garcia, the number 1 pick in the Rule 5 draft, so that's always a plus.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Romine.
Ah.
You have a Yankee. You take a Yankee. Everyone have a Yankee.
I'm so upset about that. I wouldn't say, I don't know. I have such a connection with that dude. Like, I just love how he plays. Doesn't talk smack. He plays well, man. I'm gonna miss him. I would almost keep him over Gary Sanchez, to be completely honest with you. I don't know. I just felt like he did a better job catching. He has a better connection with the pitchers. Yeah, he just feels like a New York Yankee, whereas Gary Sanchez feels like a Yankee, but I don't know. He just has had his ups and downs, lots of pass balls, and the fans. I just don't get good vibes from a lot of Yankee fans on Gary Sanchez.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen the photos of him that emerged, though? He looks jacked.
Dude, he
looks photoshopped. He looks like the Hulk.
I haven't seen him yet, but I know that I do get daily updates, and for some reason they're always posting guys working out. I know Aroldis Chapman and like those dudes are always getting huge, but I haven't seen anything about Gary Sanchez. If we're gonna talk about this is a little off topic, but everybody was talking about. I posted a picture of Vladdy the other day. It looks like he lost a ton of weight too.
Did he?
Mm-hmm. They said he went down, I think, 30 pounds in the off season. He's been working out a ton. Vladdy Jr. next year. I know that like I said, it's off topic, but I think next year, if he's light on his feet, he might be killing it.
Somebody said Jose Rodriguez for the White Sox is going to be one to keep an eye out for. So that came in on your end.
I didn't get that on my end. I don't know where.
Or maybe that's coming on YouTube. Maybe it's coming off YouTube. Yeah, because the username it's a username. What's up over on YouTube or Periscope? Wow, I wasn't even thinking that. So what's up to you guys? We're going to move on to the next team. Next team would be the Houston Astros. They lost Garrett Cole, obviously, and they didn't add anyone. So... they got McCullers back, so we'll see.
Yeah.
It's still going to finish in first in their division. The Royals, nothing major. Still going to be one of the worst teams in baseball. Angels, though. Let's talk about those Angels.
I was thinking about them before this, too. I don't know. I love the Rendon pickup. I think that was major, but we talked about it the other day. The pitching market... I would have loved to, and as we move along, everybody's going to know that I'm a Yankee fan. I think if Garrett Cole went to the Angels and they got Anthony Rendon, I think they're going at least to the wild card with Garrett Cole on their team.
I mean, you put him on any team. Any team.
That's what I'm saying. I think they really missed out on a huge opportunity there. To get a big, strong pitcher, even if they could have gotten Strasburg. I know he went back to the Nats. But there were some big blockbuster guys. I just didn't see anybody too crazy go over there.
I mean, it doesn't help. It doesn't help when Garrett Cole has a sign for the Yankees at age 10 or whatever. I mean, obviously he's going to New York.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, but they shelled out a lot of money. Everybody knows, everybody goes where the money is nowadays. And I think if I don't know if holding back on Rendon would have been the smartest move, but going for Garrett Cole, I think would have been a better play for them, a better fit, because at least they could work around another younger guy. I mean, I like Rendon. I just don't know if he's going to be Rendon again. This guy came out of nowhere and just hit an MVP season just like that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't like there's no, and we even said it about Yelich like 2 years ago. Who the hell thought that Yelich would come back and make a run at it again? It's kind of just you just never know.
Time will tell on that. Dodgers now. We'll move on to the Dodgers. They didn't send anyone. They have they have good prospects though, and they did sign Blake Treinen. So their bullpen got a bit stronger. Although Blake Treinen, he's been a little shaky of late.
Mm-hmm.
So don't know if how much I trust him, but
he was a man though.
He was a man 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I traded for him in fantasy, and he turned into a pumpkin. But that's a different story. Miami Marlins. They're still a ways off. They did get Jonathan VR. Don't know why, but
switch hitter.
And they got Jesus Aguilar. But I think Aguilar's been traded since, hasn't he?
I don't follow the Marlins. I know that they got VR because I like VR, and he was an Oriole. He's one of my. I like VR. His power, speed, and all that stuff. Jesus Aguilar, I have no idea about, but he's just another guy.
I mean, he was legit though 2 years ago. Everyone's forgetting he had a great season, and then
he balled out on the Brewers. It's something about that Brewers stadium, dude. I'm telling you, like there has to be something in that atmosphere that just I don't even know. Like the guy went off. He went 35 home runs, 108 ribbies. He was crushing it.
Somebody said the comment was from Breakers. Oh wow, people, what up? Breakers TV. So we're streaming live to that. That's cool. What about Dale Murphy? Why is he not in the Hall? We'll save that one for the end, too. Dale Murphy. We touched base on that, though, Robert, yesterday or 2 days ago. Dale Murphy, he had a couple elite years back-to-back, and then he just got washed up real fast.
Mm-hmm.
His numbers fell. But moving on, let's go to those Milwaukee Brewers. They got Luis Urias, right? They lost Moose.
I don't know how hot I am on Luis Urias. He's a young dude. Everybody was really hot on him last year. I think he just needs to work on that batting average. He's still young, but now when I see guys that are in the 22, 23-year-old range, you automatically think of guys like Acuna or Soto or Glaber, and you're like, this guy's way off from even touching them, or even Tatis that he played with. So you just don't know about Luis. You hope for the best, though. It could be a solid pickup. He can't do any worse than last year,
Yeah, I think he's a young talent. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him personally. I like Luis Urias. Moving now on to the Twins. They didn't really do anything. They were able to keep Jake Odorizzi, who they decided to not start at Yankee Stadium, and they let an Uber driver start over him. So I don't know why you're going to give him $17.8 million if you're not even going to start my man on the road in a crucial.
When he was killing it last year too.
Oh my goodness!
Such a weird move by them, and they got pounced on by the media.
So now we'll go to the Mets. Their biggest move this year was signing Cookie Rojas.
And Carlos Beltran.
No, so they did pick up Rick Porcello. They got Michael Wacha. So they're going for the old throw enough doo-doo at the wall and hope something sticks.
Yeah, that's what that feels like.
And he was a top 50 free agent, though. So let's not forget that. Wacha's 28. He hasn't had a good year in a while.
I just don't. I'd rather have Zach Wheeler any day over Wacha or Odorizzi, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah,
I like Zach Wheeler.
Zach Wheeler's legit. They're gonna see how legit he is when he's in Philly.
I hate that though, and they gave him to Philly. Their nemesis. Like that's just like disrespectful, right? Like You give one of your best pitchers away, and you pick up 2 scrubs at best.
No, it's rough. Moving along to the Yankees. Yes.
They
Garrett
did it.
Cole, baby. Garrett Cole. That is the biggest signing of the offseason for any team. Whether you're a Yankee fan or you're not, that makes you an automatic favorite, I think, to make the World Series. Landing Garrett Cole, if he stays healthy, is big enough move, especially if you have Tanaka, to get you to the World Series. And I like that. I think they're automatically the favorite of the American League.
I just like how they put it together. I mean, we don't know how Severino is going to come back this year, but if he comes back like he was, because we've seen him come back off of injury in the past, and he's gone straight out throwing 99. So if he could come back and be solid, I mean, Luis Severino as a number 2 is a flamethrower. He was basically the ace, give or take, for the last couple of years. And then with Paxton and Tanaka behind him, I don't feel bad about going into any game with those bats and that pitching staff, especially the bullpen and how deep it is, you know?
No, for sure. I mean, I don't love a lot of the other Yankee pitchers aside from Tanaka and Cole. I know you're higher than I am, but I still think with that 1-2 punch, you got a legitimate shot at a World Series title.
Yeah.
We'll move on to Oakland. Nothing cooking there. You'll move on to Philly, another team that had a phenomenal offseason. Not only did they bring in a new manager in Joe Girardi, who has a World Series title, but they brought in Zach Wheeler. They brought back another former Yankee, Didi Gregorius.
Yeah.
I mean, I like both those pickups.
The past 2 years, I mean, they are really, like, you could tell they're really gunning for it. Picking up Bryce Harper, picking up Real Muto last season, picking up all these guys, and then they go out and they get Zach Wheeler and Didi, and they got Joe Girardi, who, as we know, is a fantastic guy to have on your side, super knowledgeable and knows how to work with a winning team. So, I mean, they're just going to be a really tough beat this year. They already added, I mean, you can't even say enough about that team and how good they look on paper, really, honestly.
So check this out. I think that by the Nationals winning a World Series, they just won the Phillies a World Series as well. And what I mean by that is the X factor of having a angry, salty, sour Bryce Harper on your team.
You know
now that
boy plays to win too. Like that, like since the day he come up, every time he runs the bases, dude. I think that's why Phillies fan, even though maybe he didn't have an MVP season last year, where he was gonna place top 3, just his tenacity and his velocity. Like I don't even know how to describe it. Like he just gets the place going when he smacks that home run and runs around those bases. Like it's crazy.
Lewis says Zach Wheeler he likes now. If he stayed on the Mets, you'd say he sucks.
No, I liked Zach Wheeler all last year too. I think Zach Wheeler is a good pitcher. Ever since San Francisco traded him, I've been looking forward to him pitching, and it took a little while for him to get on his feet there with the Mets. But I think that, I mean, you look at his 2018. I know that Lewis knows obviously more than anybody, but 3.31, 12-7. I mean, if he was on any other team than the Mets, he probably would have won at least 15 games that year. Then last year he had a 3.96. Okay, but he was still on the Mets and he went 11-8. He's got a winning record. On the Phillies, where he has bats and he has people that could support him, I think he's going to be a 15-game winner this year, hopefully.
I'm calling a Phillies-Yankees World Series. You heard it here first. Then we're going to move to the Pirates, or we're going to skip over the Pirates because nothing's cooking there. We'll go to the Padres, though. Padres...
Zach Davies.
They were trying... Zach Davies? They were trying to make some moves. They're trying to add, but it looks like they just haven't been able to get anything done. Their heart's in the right place. But nothing's really cooking. They did sign Drew Pomeranz to a 4-year deal. And they acquired Trent Grisham.
Last year was a different story when you pick up Manny Machado. So, they probably don't have a lot of money left after that. But
they have a Cy Young now in Zach Davies, right?
Back at least 3 years straight, so we're talking big money. But seriously, though, I never did really understand why teams do that stuff where they're not a great team, but they get a guy like Manny Machado, right? And now it almost seems like in the last year, Manny Machado has just become a Padre. Like he's just a Padre now. It's just like weird.
I don't know. I love him. I
like him, but the whole atmosphere with the Padres, I just feel like their colorway is like poop. I don't like it. Like every time I think of the Padres, I think about a duty team.
You have questions coming in on your end. Let's answer those.
Just got a Zach Davies from Lewis. That was it.
That's it?
We must be getting some from other places.
Yeah, we are.
Oh yeah, just see they're going after Betts. I did see something with Betts pop on as we were talking. I don't know what it was about. I don't know what team is going after him, and that says, "What do you think about Machado this year?" I think Machado is a great player. I think he's gonna produce. I don't know if he's gonna be the same or how he was a few years ago, but I think all around Machado has never been a slump or a slouch.
He's never been bad. Machado is legitimate. I like Machado.
Yeah.
He's just undervalued. He's like Adrian Beltre, man. No one talks about him.
He's 27 years old. This guy's hit 30 home runs for the past 5 years straight. He's solid. He's a solid dude. He's not an MVP guy. He's not going out and winning MVP titles or batting titles or Gold Gloves. He has a couple under his belt, but dude, you put Manny Machado on a team, he's a difference maker for sure.
All right.
But on the Padres, I don't know.
Kevin says, what do you think Machado does this year? Watch how nasty my predictions are. Okay. Manny Machado finishes with 294 batting average, 34 home runs, 106 RBIs, 89 runs, and 4 steals. That's my Machado prediction for this year. That is my Manny. Watch that. Somebody write that down. Someone write that down, because I am going to be so close to all of those numbers. I promise you.
Maybe, yeah. He hit. See, the thing with him is he still produced last year. He only batted 256, but you got 32 home runs in there. You got 85 RBIs, and the runs are down. But he was making it happen on Baltimore. He's just one of those guys. Wrong team. If he's on a team with some bats on him, that dude is hitting 30 home runs a year. He's having 120 ribbies. He's getting 100 runs, and he's just crushing it. He's probably closer to an MVP title. But since he was on the Orioles and now being on the San Diego Padres, I don't see anything like that happening for him. But I do like those predictions. I don't think he would be too far off with those.
No, I'm definitely not. I'm telling you guys, if you have any fantasy baseball questions this upcoming year, once we get closer, so we're going to make a FIlthbomb fantasy baseball league. It's going to be a high roller league, but we're going to talk fantasy nightly for baseball.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Nightly.
It'll help me set my lineups too, because I'm always getting messed over on those damn lineups, man.
So let's go to the Giants. We spoke about them earlier this week. Bags of trash. What?
So the Padres are discussing bringing in Mookie. That's who's discussing him right now. I just live Twitter update. We saw it on here now with the comments, but if the Padres get Mookie Betts, that'd be a cool pickup.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen. I think it's unlikely.
Yeah, I don't know, but they've been looking to push. I don't know why. I don't know. Mookie Betts, Mookie Betts, Tatis, and Machado. I mean, that's dangerous.
Oh no,
right
that's
there.
legitimate. If that
I'm
happens, it's
afraid.
legitimate. All right, so now we're going to move on to the Giants. As I said, trash bags. They brought in Zach Cozart. They got Will Wilson in the trade. Kevin Gossman. No, thank you. I'm out on everything there. Seattle Mariners. Nothing really cooking over there. St. Louis Cardinals. They wound up losing Ozuna. They didn't really add anyone else, did they? They re-signed Wainwright.
Yeah, I don't know. They're keeping that guy around just as a nostalgia at this point.
So the Rays, though, this is how you, Lewis. If you were on the show right now, you know Derek's about to go crazy because they did add Japanese outfielder Yoshitomo Tsugo.
Dude, I'm telling you, rookie of the year watch right there. I'm telling you, that is a
we also
fantasy
didn't
sleeper.
say Tommy Pham's on the Padres. I apologize, guys. That was a big
Tommy
miss.
Pham is legit.
That's
too.
a big miss. I'm sorry, guys.
People underestimate or just don't even know about Tommy Pham. I mean, the guy's been around for a few years now, and he's solid, dude. I love Tommy Pham.
He's legit. We should have. Sorry, we didn't mention him. But back to the Rays. They did get Hunter Renfroe.
I like that too.
Acevel Garcia. And I mean, they're sneaky. They got Jose Martinez from the Cardinals. So that's a sneaky team. If anyone's going to beat the Yankees, it's them.
Yeah, I think Rays are looking pretty legit this year. I like their lineup top to bottom, and as we all know, they have one of the best bullpens in the game. So I'm afraid of that bullpen. They had the lowest ERA for a good chunk of last year. I don't know if they held it throughout the year, but I know that they were nasty, and I know that they're definitely coming to play next year because they're super underrated and they're hungry.
All right, so now we will move on to the Rangers. They gained Kluber, which could be a great thing or it could be a mirage because if he comes back and he's nothing, it doesn't matter what his name is. They lost Nomar Mazara, but they also picked up Kyle Gibson, Jordan Lyles, so they focused more on their pitching staff this offseason, obviously. But I think anytime you add a Corey Kluber into the mix, you did amazing.
Yeah, I mean, 2-time Cy Young winner. That dude is just ferocious. He's known for putting up at most a 3.0 ERA. Last year was a fluke, I think, with the Indians. But I hope that he can make a bounce back. And if he is the same, I mean, they're going to be doing pretty well with that guy up there for sure.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Anytime you can land a Kluber, kudos to you. The Blue Jays, they got Tanner Roark, 2-year, $24 million deal. And I'm a lot higher on him in real life than most people are. I think he's somebody that you can feel comfortable with putting him in, plugging him in. He's not going to lose you many games. He may not be the reason why you win, but he won't blow games. He won't come out and just stink the joint up, which is big. That's rare nowadays. You know, a lot of these guys that come in, you see a line of 2.1 innings, 6 earned runs, 10 hits, and they just get yanked real fast. So I like him. They also have Josh Lindblom. No, they lost out to him. I apologize. But they did pick up Hyunjin Ryukin, who's I love him.
Yeah,
I love him.
I like him too, but going into last year, I mean, see, like, this is the thing too, is right. So everybody was amazed by how he did last year, and of course, I was one of those people. I think that he was phenomenal. He did fall off. I wouldn't say the second half, but I'd say like the third half, or the third, whatever. Like after a while, he started to fall off a little bit, but a lot of people don't see that a year before that, in 2018, he held a 1.97 in 15 starts, which, as we all know, is just about a half a season. So, I mean, this guy is pretty legit. He's 33. And of course, he's Asian, so he's just gonna work hard.
Ooh, I love me some Ryu. And then we're gonna end the show with the Nationals, the World Series champion Nationals. They lost Rendon, but just as important as losing Rendon, they kept Steven Strasburg. So I think by keeping Strauss around, you keep one of the top 3 pitching staffs in baseball now with Scherzer, Strauss, Corbin. Anibal Sanchez was legit, but who knows what he's going to do next year. But it, like we saw breaking down all these teams throughout the past couple weeks, having a 1-2 punch is huge. Having a 1-2-3 is even bigger. You know, not many teams have that. So no real pickups, though.
There's no real pickups, but there also is a reason why I think they let Rendon go. Normally, you don't let a guy go like that, but I think they just didn't want to spend the money on him for maybe some reasons, and maybe they want to go after something else. But I think getting Strasburg back was a really good choice. Obviously, he's a fan favorite. They've had him since he's, 18? I mean, he was the talk of the town in 2010 when he came up. Everybody knows his rookie game was one of the most talked about ever because of those strikeouts. But I think they're still going to be a force, no matter with Rendon or without Rendon. I think they're still going to be a force. So,
all right, now real quick, Kevin Doherty says you passed over the Giants. What do you think about Yaz? So I talked about him earlier. I think that Yaz is if his name wasn't Yastrzemski, we wouldn't think twice about him.
Yeah.
It's a feel-good story. Guy comes out of nowhere. He's older. He has a nice season. I just don't expect big things from Yaz this year, personally. I could be wrong. I just don't see it. Again, I feel so happy whenever something like that happens in baseball. It's good for the sport.
It's a fairy tale. I mean, you get to he's obviously, like you said, though, he's getting a lot more coverage because he went to, everybody knows he went to Red Sox Stadium, and then Carl, they were out there together or whatever, but it's just, I don't know. Yeah, he's 29. He's a solid player, but he's not, I wouldn't put him in the caliber of even the top 20 MVPs next year. He's not really something that I would be too crazy about.
All right, so now we had a question earlier today, or earlier this evening, about Larry Walker got into the Hall of Fame, but Donnie Mattingly did not. And why is that? So now I pulled up Don Mattingly's stats right now. So listen, Don Mattingly was a talent, okay? He was talented. He was legit. However, I think the reason why Don Mattingly will not get into the Hall of Fame is because he was not good for a long enough period of time. He retired at 34, which will work against him because it hurts his counting stats. He never had a World Series title. Listen, look, he had a couple seasons where he put up in the
hit 5 great years. Let's put it that way.
But for hits, right? Where are your hits?
5 great years from 1984 to, all right, so we'll say even
to 89.
6, right? That was it. That was his only stretch. In that time, 6 years, he averaged 200 hits. His batting average was 327. On paper, this guy's phenomenal. If he doubles those numbers, I think he's in. But you take the next 6 years, let's see what the next 6 years are looking like. And my man has an average of 140 hits with a 286 batting average. It's just not good enough. And an average of 64 ribbies, it's just, I think if there was like a Hall of Greats, I think Donnie Baseball would make it.
Look, he has an MVP, right? So he has that going for him. The problem is this: if you could have given him 4 more mediocre years, you could have maybe made an argument for the guy, right? So right now he's sitting at 2,153 hits. If he got to 2,500 hits, then you could be like, all right, maybe that's something that could help him. I mean, his batting average was at 307 career. That's great, but his OBP was only 358, so my man didn't walk a lot. His slugging was his OPS was only 830. So I think the problem with Don Mattingly is people remember him for being so great during that period of time, which he was, right? 343 batting average, 35 homers, 145 ribbies, during his MVP year. He was phenomenal. But then they don't really remember Don Mattingly at the end, where he was playing 128 games, 97 games, 134 games.
Yeah.
And injuries were taking over. So that's why Larry Walker's in. Donnie Mattingly will never be in. Dale Murphy, that was another question from Robert. Dale Murphy's never going to whiff the Hall of Fame just because he played at such an elite level for such a short period of time, and then he was just good. And he didn't have the counting stats either, Dale Murphy, to really make it.
And if you want to talk about other people that have done similar things, you could talk about guys like Justin Morneau, where the guy just like took the field by storm. He was he played in the earlier 2000s, but he won an MVP. He had 130 ribbies, 129. He was blasting 30 home runs every year, and then he just fell off in his 30s. It's the same thing. I mean, these guys are great, but they're just not Hall of Fame caliber. I just think, too, I mean, obviously Don Mattingly was a Yankee. He got a lot of attention, so I just don't know. We did get a question here from Brett. He said, what do you guys think about Arenado to the Cardinals? I think that it's getting closer and closer, but I've also heard some other teams around Arenado now. Who the hell knows where this guy's going to end up? But if he does wind up on the Cardinals, I think for the Cardinals that means definite playoffs. I mean, they weren't too far off last year, but you had a guy like Arenado, and you're looking really, really good.
The dude's a game changer. Arenado is a game changer. There's 5 guys in baseball that can change a lineup. Arenado is one of them. It's plain and simple. And you'll have trouble even thinking of the other guys. I mean, the guys I think about right off the bat is going to be Trout, Arenado, Yelich, Bellinger, Soto Acuna, 6. Glaber, 7. But that's my point. There's not too many guys like Arenado where you could put him in and be like, all right, now we have a legitimate shot. If you put him in a good lineup, we have a legitimate shot. This guy's going to carry us. So yeah, that would be a huge W for the Cardinals. We're going to get out of here. Guys, thank you again for filling those crack packs. Seriously, like, you don't know how much that means to me, how much this means to the brand. It just shows that we are growing at such a rapid pace, and we couldn't do it without you guys. Again, thank you for getting us to the 4,000 member threshold today. So pumped up about that. And I think you know what I'm going to do, Derek. You know what I'm going to do? I'm posting a surprise break right after we go off air. I'm going to post a surprise break. All right? There was no break today. There was no break yesterday, really. Let's rock and roll, man. Let's do a mixer. I'm going to post something up. I'm looking at the wall of inventory. I'm in.
We're doing some 2011 Topps update, right?
Nope. Never. But we will have. We have some 18 Heritage High number I could throw in a mixer. That's fun always. That's a good product.
Yeah, of course.
All right, guys. So thanks again for tuning in. Really appreciate it. If you have any questions at all and we're off there, feel free to shoot me a PM. I do my best to answer each and every one of you guys every night. I know Derek does the same, as well as the other admins and moderators of FIlthbomb. They work their butt off. It's not a paying job, but they do everything they can to keep this brand legitimate and pristine. So thank you guys for that. And on that note, on behalf of myself, Stephen Michael, as FIlthbomb Breaks, Derek Morgan, my co-host, we want to thank you for giving us the opportunity, allowing us to broadcast live for you tonight from New York, New York. And on that note, until the next break, till the next Case Boxer Pack or podcast, we're signing off saying sayonara, Brotanis. Catch you on the flip side. Zach Davies, baby.
Hey, this is World Series champion Johnny Damon.
This is World Series champion Cliff Floyd.
This is Kevin Newman of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
This is a World Series champion, Ozzie Guillen. This is Carlos Pena, 14-year MLB veteran.
This is 2-time NL MVP Dale Murphy of the Atlanta Braves.
This is John Plante, pitcher with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
This is World Series champion Joe Musgrove.
This is Jordan Luplow of the Cleveland Indians.
This is West Coast Jim Houston Astros.
What's up, it's A. Jones of the Buffalo Bills.
It's Tyler Lockett of the Seattle Seahawks.
This is Hunter Henry of the LA Chargers.
This is Jose Canseco.
And when I'm not on the field catching bombs from Russell Wilson.
When I'm not on the field catching bombs.
When I'm not on the field catching bombs.
When I'm not on the field hitting bombs.
I'm watching my guys over at
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb. FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb.
FIlthbomb Breaks.
Off those nasty.
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 Nasty
Nasty FIlthbomb. I know a thing or two about hitting some bombs, fellas.
But there's nothing quite like hitting a filth bomb with
My guys over at FIlthbomb Brakes.
FIlthbomb! FIlthbomb! Mike Trout 101 auto!
MVP breakers, MVP prices.
Keep those FIlthbombs coming, and I'll keep those World Series coming.
Thanks for making baseball cards fun again.
Thanks for making baseball cards fun again, guys. Go Bucks.
Thanks for making collecting cards fun again for the kids and for all of us old timers as well.
A way to make baseball cards fun again, guys. Keep pulling those nasty filth bombs.
and pull me a Jose Canseco Superfractor.
And hit me a West Coast Superfractor. Go Astros.
Please pull me a DuPont Superfractor.
How about you go pull me a Jordan Luplow Superfractor?
And now, introducing from New York, opening packs at the speed of sound, pulling filth out of cases nightly, the undefeated, undisputed champion of the sports card breaking industry, FIlthbomb! It's time for FIlthbomb!
Hey, this is World Series champion Johnny Damon.
This is World Series champion Cliff Floyd.
This is Kevin Newman of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
This is a World Series champion, Ozzie Guillen. This is Carlos Pena, 14-year MLB veteran.
This is two-time NL MVP Dale Murphy of the Atlanta Braves.
This is John Plante, pitcher with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
This is World Series champion Joe Musgrove.
This is Jordan Luplow of the Cleveland Indians.
This is Lance Coach Jim from Houston Astros.
What's up, it's A. Jones of the Buffalo Bills.
It's Tyler Lockett of the Seattle Seahawks.
This is Hunter Henry of the LA Chargers.
Here's Jose Canseco.
And when I'm not on the field catching bombs from Russell Wilson,
When I'm not on the field catching bombs,
When I'm not on the field catching